external radiator on the NEOCA multipurpose laboratory module, and the coolant that was observed during their detailed inspection of the radiator leak site earlier today, that none of that contaminant will be brought back inside the space station.
Let it go. I've got it inside. You got it? Yes, it's inside. Let's secure it somewhere further from the EV hatch. What about the plates? The securing plates, well, remember about them? This is just the tether that we left here. I got it inside. All right, let it go. Almost there. All right, we are going to have, that's going to be the manual drive. Handing it over to you. I got it inside. I got it inside. 4. And we have this launch unit. Okay, we've got it. And I have it secured to the handrail. Let me just remove my red from it. All right. You're going to reconnect it, right? I got it.
This view from Nikolai Chub's helmet camera showing Oleg Kononenko inside the Poist airlock. Again, there was some additional residual coolant from the leak site on the external radiator on the NEOCA multipurpose laboratory module that was liberated earlier in the spacewalk following the manipulation of valves by Kononenko and Chub to isolate that radiator from NEOCA's cooling system. The cosmonauts, following procedures, wiped down their Orlan suits, and the tools that they've used during today's excursion, discarding the towels that they used to wipe down any trace contaminant that may have collected on their suits. They will do it again after they close the hatch and after repressurizing the airlock, putting any towels that they use at that time into a bag so that they're safely stowed and cannot introduce any particulate back in the station environment that would harm any station hardware.
All right, I'm handing you 119. All right, pull it in. All right, we've got it inside. Number 20. Okay, copy. Is it inside? Okay, I've got one hook.
The cosmonauts are at the Poisk airlock, Kononenko already inside, waiting for Chub to complete handing him any residual hardware, any additional tools that need to be stowed.
All of the
Poisk airlock, which also serves as a docking port, is on the space-facing side of the Russian segment of the station. Most of the work conducted today was on the Naoka multipurpose laboratory module on the Earth-facing side of the Russian segment of the station.
And we are setting it to sublimator for the dry out. Oleg, Nikolai, you can both turn off your sublimators. The hot-cold handle can be, you do not need to touch it, but you turn off the sublimator. Copy, I have it. So it's going to be 10-minute dry out. All right, let's adjust it here. Red. Unintelligible. All right. Sublimator off. All right. The counters are going to start up. So it's going to be either 10 minutes, or you can get the message a little bit earlier. You will get the message that will say dry out nominal. Copy. Oleg, look at the view. Nikolai. Go ahead. Ingress. Copy. I have the 103 red or umbilical. Okay, Oleg, you can turn off your helmet cameras. Your plate is a little bit in the way. Yeah, it's kind of swinging here a little bit. All right. Did you get your feet in? Yes, I did. All right, we are inside. Nikolai, turn off your helmet cameras. Nikolai. One camera is off, the second one wasn't operational. Copy. Now you can start removing the protective ring. Okay. All right. And we can fold it and stow it. And let's stand by. All right, that's good. I have so that's good. Oleg, Nikolai, go ahead. There was a short LOS. Well, we didn't say anything. So you have removed the protective ring, have you? Yes. Copy. Now, so get the adjustable and the hook and use panel 1. Adjustable has been removed. And do not close the EV hatch for now. Copy. We have removed the adjustable. Copy. Monitor for any...
The protective ring that was put around the circumference of the hatch to the Poisk airlock has been removed. That ring was installed at the beginning of today's spacewalk to protect the seals on the hatch from any particulate matter during the course of the excursion outside by Kononenko and Chubb. The next task will be the closing of the hatch to mark the official end of today's spacewalk, but we'll be standing by for an official hatch closure time from the flight control team in Moscow.
Get to every place, but for now it looks pretty good. Okay, let's stand by then. Oleg, Nikolai, you can close the hatch when you will get the message that the sublimator dry out is nominal. It's a little bit low. Leave it as is right now. Well, but it is in the way. And I got the sublimated dry out nominal. I got the message.
Seven hours, 38 minutes into the spacewalk, just minutes left in today's excursion. Kononenko and Chub are inside the Poisk airlock, standing by for the green light from the Russian flight control team to close the hatch to the airlock that will mark the official end of today's spacewalk.
And I got the dry out nominal, sublimated dry out nominal message. Copy. You can proceed with the closure of the EV hatch. Did Oleg get the same message? He did.
Oleg, Nikolai. Jet exchanger, dry out nominal. Oleg, Nikolai, we had a com dropout. We're saying that drying is nominal for both. Okay, go ahead and close the EV hatch. Start closing the EV hatch. Copy. Inaudible.
Давайте я люк приму. Ты взял?
Are you holding it? No, not yet.
Так.
Here, something is holding it. No, it is open. It is all open.
Это что? Закрой, закрой.
Okay, go ahead and close.
Так. Ключ.
Inaudible. Is it closed? Yes. I'm near the EV hatch and my tether is red. Let me check. Nikolai, can you confirm that the hatch is closed? Yes, the hatch is closed and the hatch mechanism engaged. The rollers are behind the stoppers. Copy. And EVA elapsed time is 7 hours and 41 minutes. Copy, 7:41, and what we have is actually 7:49. Oleg, Nikolai, thank you very much for doing this work. You have completed all the tasks. Thank you, Sergey. Thanks for your support. Thank you very much. I'll hand you over to Dmitry. And we're going to take up tomorrow in the evening, so I will talk to you tomorrow. Yes, we moved it to tomorrow. But today is Friday, so tomorrow is Saturday. All the best to you and goodbye. Thank you.
This is Mission Control Houston. The hatch to the Poisk airlock is now closed, marking the end of today's spacewalk at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The elapsed time of today's spacewalk, 7 hours, 41 minutes. Again, the spacewalk ending at 8:30 p.m. Central Time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. A spacewalk that lasted 7 hours and 41 minutes. We'll be back momentarily with a full set of statistics from today's excursion by Oleg Kononenko and Nikolai Chub.
Pull it up. Nikolai, Oleg, this is Dmitry. I will be guiding the repress. How do you read me? We read you now. So have you positioned yourself now so that we could start the repress? Once you're ready, let me know. Yes, we are in the process now. Konstantin, this is Dmitry for repress. How do you read me? Read you loud and clear. I'm trying to retrieve the procedure. Okay, Konstantin, as far as I understand it, the backup airlock is set up and all the required hatches are closed. That's affirmative. The 3 hatches are closed and I'm ready. Copy. That's great. So we're going to start from procedure from Q card 10, step 4. Did you say Q card 10? Yes. 10, step 4. I'm repressed to 260 millimeters from PHO. Okay, I'm pulling up Q card 10 now. Close KSD, so KSD. 2 is closed. КВД PHO SU is open. КВД PHO SU enabled. Yes, enabled. I'm going to press on the PHO SU. It should be open. Yes, it should be open. Repress zone. Copy, and the MV pressure is increasing and the pressure is decreasing, and also you can report the seat pressure in increments. The pressure is 40. Copy.
80 миллиметров.
80 millimeters. Copy. This is the current suit pressure. 26, 26.
Хорошо.
Copy.
Продолжаем выравнивать. 100 миллиметров.
Let's continue with pressure equalization.
На руку. Так. 150.
150.
Принято.
Copy.
This is Mission Control Houston with statistics from today's spacewalk. Nikolai Chub and Oleg Kononenko went outside at 12:49 p.m. Central Time, 1:49 p.m. Eastern Time. This was the 268th spacewalk in support of space station assembly, maintenance, and upgrades. The 11th spacewalk staged out of the International Space Station this year, and the first for Expedition 70. For Oleg Kononenko, this was his 6th spacewalk. He now has totaled 39 hours and 54 minutes of spacewalking time. The first spacewalk for Nikolai Chub, of course, 7 hours and 41 minutes. That was today's total. The 268 spacewalks in support of space station activities since they first began in 1998 have now totaled 1,707 hours and 7 minutes. 1,707 minutes and 1,707 hours and 7 minutes. That's the equivalent of 71 days, 0 hours, and 7 minutes of spacewalking time. So those are your statistics for today's spacewalk by Oleg Kononenko and Nikolai Chub. The repressurization of the Poisk airlock is now underway. After repressurization, Kononenko and Chub will wipe down their Orlan suits one more time with towels that will be placed in bags, and an air filtration system will be activated to further eliminate and cleanse the atmosphere of the International Space Station before they open the hatch to re-enter the station. That filtration system will remain active for about 24 hours to further cleanse the station atmosphere and prevent any particulates from the coolant that leaked out from the external radiator on the Naoka module, first on October 9th, and then some residual coolant that formed in the form of a bubble at the leak site and was liberated during the course of the spacewalk. That will ensure that none of that coolant or any trace contaminants could damage space station hardware.
Relative pressure on the pressure gauge at the beginning of pressure equalization. Can you report on that, Oleg? 265. 265. Konstantin, what is the pressure reading in PHO according to the pressure gauge and the KKT tunnel pressure equalization valve, pressure monitoring valve?
PHO 300.
300 for PHO. Copy 300. Proceed with pressure stabilization. Oleg, Nikolai, you're going to switch to Q card 11, step 5. Switch into ISS power. Copy. Nikolai, please check the tanks. Swap meter is off.
BK1.
Becca 1 tank. Is it 90 with 380 back out to tank 200? Actually, it's over 150. Copy. That's sufficient. Please put it to open.
This is Mission Control Houston. As the repressurization of the Poisk airlock continues, Oleg Kononenko and Nikolai Chub safely back inside following a 7-hour, 41-minute spacewalk that ended about 11 minutes ago with the closing of the hatch to the Poisk airlock. Again, the cosmonauts spent the day outside of the International Space Station in the neighborhood of the NEOKA Multipurpose Laboratory Module. They manipulated a series of valves to isolate the external radiator on NEOKA from the rest of NEOKA's cooling system, isolating the radiator that developed a leak of coolant back on October 9th. They conducted a detailed inspection of the radiator's leak site, during which they saw a bubble of coolant as a result probably from the valve work that introduced some pressure into the system. The bubble of coolant did liberate some flakes of coolant in the direction of the cosmonauts, but they wiped down their suits and departed the vicinity of the leak site to continue the work that involved the installation of a radar system, the deployment of 4 antenna panels on that radar system resulted in 3 of the panels fully deploying, 1 of the panels only partially deploying, but it is in a safe configuration that will not impact upcoming station operations, particularly dynamic operations, that will be addressed on a future spacewalk. They concluded the spacewalk with the installation of, with the deployment, I should say, of a nanosatellite called Parus to try to test solar sail technology, but the sail did not deploy at about 5 minutes after it was spring ejected from a deployment mechanism. And at last word, we had not received any confirmation from the Russian flight control team that that sail actually did deploy. So the bottom line is the external radiator from the NEOKA Multipurpose Laboratory Module was isolated from the rest of the cooling system on NEOKA. The cooling of that module is continuing through its primary cooling system in good fashion through body radiators around the circumference of the module itself. The next course of action for the leak on that external radiator will be addressed after the Russian specialists have an opportunity to inspect the photo documentation that Kononenko acquired while he was up close to the leak site itself about midway through today's spacewalk. So that'll wrap up our coverage for tonight. Again, a 7-hour, 41-minute spacewalk having been completed by Kononenko and Chub. They are back inside, setting the stage for the next major activity aboard the International Space Station, which will be a U.S. spacewalk, number 89, that is planned for Monday, October 30th, by Jasmine Mogbelli and Laurel O'Hara, the 2 NASA astronauts, part of the Expedition 70 crew, in which they'll retrieve